Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news. So, rumors are swirling around the league, and they're pointing directly at a blockbuster potential trade that could shake up the NFC North in a big way. We're talking about Myles Garrett, one of the most dominant edge rushers in the league, possibly heading to Detroit from the Cleveland Browns. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Is that even possible? Well, the NFL landscape is always shifting, and with Cleveland's current rebuild mode, they're reportedly considering moving Garrett, who's been a beast on the field and a cornerstone for them. The Browns are sitting at 3-9, and it's clear they're prioritizing a rebuild, especially on offense and the quarterback position. Garrett, being a top-tier pass rusher, has been a cornerstone of Cleveland's defense, but now, with cap constraints and a focus on young talent and future draft picks, they might be willing to part ways. The trade rumors suggest Cleveland could be looking for a first-round pick in the 2026 draft, along with some cap relief and youth movement. That's a pretty hefty price, but it makes sense for a team that's in a total rebuild. Cleveland's defense, while solid, has shown some cracks. They've done a good job stopping the run and establishing a decent pass rush, but their offense continues to falter, especially with inconsistent quarterback play. So they're probably thinking that shipping Garrett for a future pick and some cap space might make their rebuild a little smoother. But let's be real, for Detroit fans, this could be a game changer. Now, let's talk about what Garrett would bring to the Lions. We already know how much Detroit needs that extra firepower on the edge, especially after losing Onwuzurike for the season due to ACL injury. That injury left a gap on the defensive line, and adding Garrett could be the shot in the arm the Lions need to push their pass rush to elite levels. Right now, Detroit's defense is solid, ranking in the top 8 in the league, but they're missing that one-game wrecker on the edge, someone who can consistently generate pressure and force turnovers. Garrett could be exactly that, especially considering how he's been dominating in 2025. He's currently leading the league in sacks, with multiple sacks in almost every game he plays. His PFF grade for this season is over 92, which is elite, and he's been absolutely disruptive, with high-pressure numbers, multiple forced fumbles, and minimal injuries. This guy is durable, consistent, and game-changing. His EPA per rush is at plus 0.25, which shows how efficient and impactful he's been every time he's on the field. His career stats speak volumes: over 100 sacks, a 91. 0 PFF grade on average, more than 100 QB hits, and a run-stop percentage of 88. Plus, his yards per run are just 3.6, showing his ability to shut down the run game when needed. If Detroit manages to land Garrett, it's a huge boost for their playoff push. They're already sitting at 8-5, fighting for a playoff spot, and adding a player of Garrett's caliber could turn their defense into a nightmare for offenses down the stretch. The Lions' current pass rush, featuring Aiden Hutchinson, has been good, but they're looking for that extra edge, literally. Garrett's presence could increase sacks by about 24%, pressure rates by plus 0.22 EPA, and significantly improve their run defense. It's a move that could push Detroit's defense into the top 5 in the league, and that's exactly what they need to challenge the NFC's best. Now, some might argue about the cost, and Cleveland's skepticism about trading a player like Garrett. The Browns still see themselves as a solid team, but their front office seems to be leaning towards a future where they get younger and more flexible financially. They're wary of Garrett's price tag and honestly might prefer to rebuild around other pieces, especially if they believe they can develop young pass rushers or draft new talent. But for Detroit, this isn't just about filling a roster hole, it's about making a statement. It's about saying, we're serious about contending and we're ready to make bold moves to get there. Let's not forget that Detroit's odds to make a deep playoff run have been improving all season. They're currently plus 2,500 in the Super Bowl odds, but if they add Garrett, that number could drop significantly, maybe even to plus 800, reflecting just how much of a difference a player of his caliber could make. His presence on that defensive line, paired with Hutchinson and the rest of the defensive squad, could unlock a new level of pressure and domination. It's like adding a piece to a puzzle that was already looking pretty good, but just needed that extra push to be complete. Imagine Garrett lining up next to Hutchinson, both of them terrorizing quarterbacks like Kirk Cousins or any other NFC North quarterback that dares to face them. The Lions' defense could become one of the league's most feared units, and that's exactly what they need to not only make the playoffs, but to push deep into the postseason. The pressure this would create could lead to more turnovers, more sacks, and more game-changing plays, exactly what Detroit's offense, led by Jared Goff, needs to capitalize on. But of course, nothing is certain yet. These are just rumors, and the NFL is known for its unpredictable moves and last-minute deals. Cleveland might hold on to Garrett if they get a compelling offer, or they might decide to stick with him for the rest of the season. But if Detroit can swing this deal, it could be one of the most impactful trades in recent Lions history. It's a move that signals they're not just content with being good, they want to be great, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get there. Now, speaking of the Lions' current season, Detroit has been playing some of the most exciting football of their recent history. Their offense, led by Jared Goff, has been efficient and explosive, ranking among the top offenses in the league. The addition of a powerhouse like Garrett on defense would complement that well, creating a balanced team that can score with the best and stop the best. The Lions have shown resilience, fighting through injuries and tough matchups, and they're still in the hunt for a division title and a deep playoff run. The NFC North is competitive, but with a move like this, Detroit could establish dominance for years to come. Their recent performances have been impressive, especially on offense, where Goff has been connecting well with his receivers. Their rushing game has been solid, but the pass rush has been the missing ingredient to really make offenses uncomfortable. Hutchinson is emerging as a star, but having Garrett as a partner on the line could elevate the entire defense. It's like adding that secret weapon that teams fear and game plan around. The Lions are already trending upward, and this potential acquisition could be the spark that takes them to the next level. So as fans, we're watching this story unfold with a mixture of excitement and anticipation. If the Lions pull this off, it would be a statement to the league that Detroit is not just a playoff team, but a legitimate contender. Imagine the roar at Ford Field when Garrett steps on the field in Honolulu blue and silver, ready to sack quarterbacks and turn games around. It's the kind of move that can define a franchise's trajectory for years. And honestly, it's the kind of bold move Lions fans have been dreaming about for a long time. In the end, whether this trade happens or not, what's clear is that Detroit is building something special. They're making smart moves, staying aggressive, and showing they're serious about competing at the highest level. The NFL is a league of battles, and those battles are won in the trenches. With Garrett potentially joining the Lions, they'd be adding a true titan on defense, a game wrecker who could help them chase that elusive Super Bowl. So keep your eyes peeled, Lions fans, because this story isn't over yet. And if it turns out to be true, it could be one of the most exciting chapters in Detroit's football history. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on the possibility of Myles Garrett landing in Detroit? Do you think it's a game changer? Would you trade a first-round pick in 2026 just to get him on the roster? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. This offseason could be one of the most exciting in recent memory. And as always, we're here to keep you in the loop, breaking down every rumor, every trade, and every move that takes Detroit closer to Super Bowl glory. Let's go Lions!